Yesterday, my video was about a hypothetical trade from silver to 1 ounce of gold. Then I noticed silver knocking on $93 door. So I walked into my coin shop with 45 ounces of silver. Let's take a look at what I was actually able to get. Good morning, it's today again. Welcome back to Joseph's Reserves. I'm Joseph, and I show 20% of my income in the form of rare coins and precious metals. Congratulations to His Tovern Turner. Thank you for being the first comment on my video yesterday. So I walked into my coin shop with 45 ounces of silver, and I ended up walking out with some gold and some platinum. Let's take a quick look at what the coin shop paid me and how much I was able to leave with. So yesterday, while spot was $92.54, the coin shop was actually paying $1.75 back of spot for American Silver Eagles and $3.25 back of spot for Canadian Maples. They did test each coin and make sure that each of them were not cleaned, had the original surface features, as well as did not have any toning or milk spots. Anything like that would have caused even less of an offer from the coin shop. So the way it turned out, I was offered $90.77 per ounce for my 45 ounces of silver. Since my dollar cost average on most of my silver is near $30, I hypothetically tripled my investment in just the 2 years that I held these precious metals. In addition, I live in the state of Texas, so there is no sales tax on precious metals. Also, I don't meet the cap for having to pay capital gains tax, so those will not be included in my calculations. If you're considering a trade or a sale of any kind, make sure you look into your state's and federal regulations. Let's go ahead and start with the gold. The gold spot price was $4,621.66, which means as I was standing in the coin shop, the gold to silver ratio was 49.9 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. So as soon as I walked into the coin shop, I saw these coins right here, the 20 franc, one from France and one from Switzerland. These are actually some of my favorite gold coins. They're 90% gold, and they contain 0.1867 ounces of gold. These are my favorite pieces of gold because they were actually the world's first attempt at using gold as a world currency. France, near the 1860s, decided to make a contract with a few other countries to make the same denominated coin as well as the same size and amount of gold. By the time World War I came around in the early 1910s, there were about 30 different countries on this contract. Of course, World War I kind of ruined it for everybody, and they all decided to fight with each other. But these 30 countries made the same exact size, weight, and purity of gold coins, and they were effectively considered the same even through international trade. Because of that, there are tons of examples of these 20 franc coins, even of these specific countries, France and Switzerland. And even today, they're considered the same coin effectively. This means that since they're so available, they have a much lower premium. These are only 90% gold, so they're sub 22 karat, which also puts demand somewhat low for them. So these coins are very easy to pick up, extremely close to spot. These 20 franc coins are also the same exact diameter as a United States nickel. So right here I have a 1 year set. It's supposed to fit a penny, nickel, dime, quarter, and half dollar. And I'm experimenting with what world gold coins I can fit in this case. So one of these right here is actually going to be going into this nickel slot. I'm going to put the Switzerland one in there since this is actually from 1947 when they were making these restrikes of these coins. They did make restrikes of these coins backdated to the 1930s, but also some dated the years they were striked in 1945 and 1947. So now I have my penny, nickel, and dime slot filled, so we just have to find one that will fit in the quarter and $half slots. I'm really excited about this project, but honestly, I have no idea what coins would fit in the quarter or $half size. So if anyone has any suggestions, I'd love to hear it. And as for this other 20 franc, this 1877 from France, this cheddar finishes aging next year. It's got one more year before it can be a snack for my poucho. And for now, I'll just keep it in this 2x2 flip until I can get the right size capsule for it. And next up, we have a British sovereign. This one is pretty significant to me. It's actually from 1916. And 1916 is actually when a portion of my family, whose last name I still bear, immigrated to the United States from Great Britain. In a previous video, I had mentioned when I had a coin that was from 1898, that is the year that my grandmother immigrated here from Sweden, and her daughter actually married the man who moved here from Great Britain in 1916. So I saw this sovereign in a pile of a few other sovereigns and had to pick this one. I'm going to try to put together an entire mint set of all of the Great Britain coins with the year 1916 on them. So far, I have this sovereign and a penny. So if anyone in Great Britain, or I guess today in the UK, knows if there are any pre-decimalized year set capsules, kind of like the one I was just showing you, please let me know. Let me know where I can get that or get a hold of it. Also, if you happen to have any 1916 coins, I may be interested in buying them from you. But for now, this is my sovereign typeset. I just gotta pull it out of my poucho right here. This aged cheddar. I have this Queen Victoria sovereign, and now this King George V sovereign. And at the same time, I did actually pick up a true sovereign capsule that was made to fit the sovereign perfectly. So I'm going to put this aged cheddar into the brand new capsule and put the King George V into what Queen Victoria was in. So while I was buying these, the gold to silver ratio was 49.9. But at the time of purchase, since I sold silver to get there, my effective gold to silver ratio was actually 50.91. So since I transitioned from a high premium silver to a low premium gold, I was able to do so with only a 2% premium. So now let's go ahead and talk about some higher premium items. And well, I did get these on a huge discount because the shop that I go to rarely has platinum, so they typically just try to sell it as best as they can. Even though these are MS70s, I got them for even lower than the standard rate of fractional platinum. I'm not sure if I'm one of the only people buying platinum right now, but it seemed like the coin shop doesn't have much of an outlet for stuff like this right now. So if you're interested in platinum, right now might be a very good time to try to get a bargain from your coin shop. The rest of my 45 ounces, or the 14 ounces that were left, were able to afford me 2 of these quarter-ounce platinums, giving me a platinum to silver ratio of 26.71 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of platinum. At the time, the true platinum to silver ratio was 24.85 ounces of silver to platinum, so that means that I walked away after a 7.5% premium, even through paying with silver. Now, of course, the 1/10 ounces I did end up paying more, but this is about the silver to gold and silver to platinum trades. I did pay out of pocket with some cash for those 1/10 ounces, and maybe that'll be a topic for another video. But that'll be it for today. If you liked the video, make sure to go ahead and go down and give it a thumbs up. Leave any questions or comments in the comment. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share the video to anyone that might like it. But most of all, thank you so much for watching, and just remember, every ounce adds up. So no matter how small, just keep stacking.